morning, everyone. Hope you are doing well. So, here today we are going to deal with a different topic. So, keep learning, keep growing, and never stop believing in yourself. Now, let's move on to today's topic, imagery in literature. Have you ever read something that made you feel like you were actually there, seeing, hearing, or even smelling what's described? That's the power of imagery. Let's explore how it works and why it is important. So, what is a imagery? Imagery means using words to paint pictures in people's mind or make them feel, taste, hear, touch, or smell something through language. So, what is an imagery? Imagery means using words to paint pictures in people's mind or make them feel, taste, hear, touch, or smell something through language. There are different kinds of imagery. So, the different types of imagery are visual imagery, auditory imagery, olfactory imagery, tactile imagery, and gustatory imagery. Now, look at this picture. There you can see a dog, right? So, the visual imagery is marks towards the dog's eyes. So, it means visual imagery means what you see. And next, auditory imagery. It means what you hear. And the third one, olfactory imagery. It means what you smell. And the fourth one, tactile imagery. It means what you touch or feel. And the last one, gustatory imagery. It means what you taste. So visual imagery means what you see, auditory imagery means what you hear, olfactory imagery means what you smell, tactile imagery means what you touch or feel, and gustatory imagery means what you taste. So in today's video, we will be focusing on the two powerful imageries, visual imagery and auditory imagery. So first, visual imagery. Visual imagery means what you see. Visual imagery is the use of descriptive language that creates vivid mental pictures by appealing to the sense of sight. It simply means what you see. And it includes physical attributes such as color, size, shape, lightness and darkness, shadows and shade. So it means what you see. While we are going through a poem or any other descriptive lines, while we are reading it, the picture will comes into our mind. We can see it in our mind. So that is visual imagery, and it may differ in color, size, shape, lightness and darkness, shadows and shades. There are different kinds of visual imagery. Now let's look into the given examples. The first example for visual imagery is taken from the poem Taj Mahal by Rabindranath Tagore. Only the Taj Mahal will shine bright against the setting sun. So while we are reading this line, the visual image of the Taj Mahal comes into our mind. So look at that picture. There you can see the picture of the Taj Mahal which is shining bright in the sun. So only the Taj Mahal will shine bright against the setting sun is the first example of visual imagery. Now move on to the second example. It is taken from the mysterious picture by Charles de Coster. He wore a cap with 3 bright feathers in it, and his coat was embroidered with red and yellow thread. While we are reading this line, the picture of the man wearing a cap with 3 bright feathers comes into our mind. So this is another example of visual imagery. Next one, the sea was spread out smooth and green, and the sky was clear and blue. This example is taken from the chapter A Shipwrecked Sailor by Gabriel Marcus. So here, while we're reading the line, the sea was spread out, smooth and green. The sea is in green color, and the sky was clear and blue. So the picture of the sea and the clear blue sky comes into our mind. So these are the different kinds of visual examples of visual imagery. So visual imagery simply means what you see. It may differ in color, size, shape. Okay, so these are the different kinds of visual imageries. Second one is auditory imagery. Auditory imagery simply means what you hear. Auditory imagery is descriptive language that appeals to the sense of hearing, helping readers imagine sounds like whispers, roars, melodies, or echoes in a vivid and immersive way. So, what is an auditory imagery? It means what you hear. Auditory imagery is descriptive language that appeals to the sense of hearing, helping readers imagine sounds like whispers, roars, melodies, or echoes in a vivid and immersive way. So, now look at the examples for auditory imagery. The first example is she could hear the distant chime of church bells. While we are reading this line, it evokes a clear sound of bells ringing. So it's considered as an example of auditory imagery. The second example is taken from the chapter A Night in June by William Wordsworth. The cuckoo's voice is heard on high. So while we are going through this line, the cuckoo's voice is heard on high, we can hear the voice of the cuckoo. So the sound of the cuckoo is clearly described, bringing nature to life. So it is considered as one of the example of auditory imagery. And the last example for the auditory imagery is taken from the chapter The School for Sympathy by E.V. Lucas. The children's excited chatter filled the corridor. So, while we read this line, we can hear the chattering sound of the students. So, the reader can hear the lively noise of the students once they read this line. So it is also an example of auditory imagery. And there are many more examples for auditory imagery like leaves rustling sound, thunder roaring sound, then other sounds like the dogs barking echoed through the empty streets. The melody of violin filled the rooms with sorrow. So these all are examples of auditory imagery. Now, identify the type of imagery from the given examples. First one, the golden rays of the sunset spread across the calm sea. Second one, the thunder roared and rain splashed heavily on the roof. Third one, the garden was filled with bright red roses and green leaves shining after the rain. Fourth one, the baby's laughter rang like sweet music in the room. Fifth one, the snow covered mountains sparkled under the morning sun. So, identify the type of imagery from the given examples, whether it is visual imagery or auditory imagery, and note it down in your notebook. Thank you for watching. So, just remember, keep learning, keep exploring, and I will see you in the next class. Bye.